Hello kiddos, and welcome to another exciting day of 8th grade science. In a moment we're gonna just get our regular pens and pencils. Let's get those out of our hands, and then what we need to do is get a colored pen or pencil in your hands, as well as get out your response to this question you wrote yesterday in your ISN about how do we know what's in Earth's interior even though we can't see down there. So when you have your regular pencil out of your hand and something colored in your hand, that's when your teacher can unpause this amazing video. Okay, so we have this question out in front of ourselves. We have our regular pen and pencil out of our hands. We have a colored pen and pencil in our hands. That's great. And what you are now going to do is you're simply going to share your answer around your table to this question. How do we know what's in Earth's interior even though we can't see down there? And the reason you have a colored pencil in your hand is as your neighbors share their answers with you, you are going to edit your answer. Maybe there's something you can add to your answer. Maybe there's a piece of detail. Heck, maybe you didn't even do this question. Shame on you, but now you can write down the right answer in a different color, which shows our new thinking. Please keep your regular pens and pencils out of your hands as you go through this step. So go ahead and read around your table and edit as necessary. Okay, so now that you've read around your table and edited it, hopefully you have a pretty solid answer to this question. And the reason I want you to have a really solid answer to this question is that you are going to be asking this question to your mom or dad or grandma or grandpa or whoever you live with tonight. I want you to ask them this question and see what they say. And then we're actually going to grade them. How are we going to grade them? Well, we're going to use a rubric, right? A standard that we come up with together. In my earlier classes, we did this. I'm obviously not there to do that with you. But here are the couple of the things that they said that you needed to have for a parent to convince you they know what they're talking about. I mean, you might have a parent that might say, oh, well, we probably dug this really deep hole, in which case you'll go, no, not even close. But maybe they're going to talk about seismic waves, right? That would be a really good start if they talked about seismic waves, right? So that'd be one thing I think to answer this correctly they would have to include. Now, to take a step further, maybe they even talked about the speed of waves, and talked about the waves change, they get faster or slower or something like that. That would be pretty amazing. And to take it a step further, if your parents said, because the speed of the wave shows the density differences, and that's how we know the different layers, wow, that would be even more impressive, right? So you can grade them kind of making this kind of rubric here on a 4, 3, 2, 1, 0 basis, right? In other words, if they have all of these three things, we'll give them a 4. If they only have 2 of these things, we'll give them a 3. If they only have 1 of these things, we'll give them a 2. If they have some kind of answer, right, they try, but they don't have any of this above, then they get a 1. And of course, they didn't answer at all. They just go, and then they're getting a 0, right? And of course, you can see we're actually going to turn this on you, right? What I want you to do at this time is you are going to score your original answer you walked in the door with today. Not your edited answer, but look back at your original answer and see how it pairs up here, right? Did you not answer it at all? Well, that's obviously a 0. Did you try to answer it, but you didn't really have any of this in there? That's cool. That's a 1. Did you include something about this, but only 1 of these 3 things? So that's a 2. If you had 2 of these things in your answer, that's a 3. And if you had all 3 of these things in your original answer when you walked in the door today, great job. Give yourself a 4, right? So then what we're going to have you do, obviously, is you are going to go ahead and record your score out of 4 on the sheet in the back of the classrooms. Your teacher will release you by table to go record your score. I will pause the video. Okay, now that we've recorded our scores from this, and again, I want to make sure I'm being really clear. If you haven't edited your own answer, please make sure that you've edited your answer here. It's really important to me that you walk away with this, because our first assessment is going to be about the structure of the Earth. And not only do you need to know the layers, but you're gonna need to know how we know the layers. And so it's really important you can do this skill. But now that you've recorded all of that, what I need you to do is get into your bin and get yourself one of these discovery boards and set it up this far. I will pause the video. Hey, you're back. So hopefully you have it set up like this, where it says geological processes at the top, and you have the railroad tracks there. So what I want you to go from there is to fill out the rest of this. I mean, maybe you're gonna say, okay, what did we do? Well, we watched a video of the kids, or we had the dominoes we got to play with, or we watched Jurassic Park, or maybe you want to talk about how we made that, we tracked the speed of the waves. Anything you want to put in there is fine. Then go through what that looked like, what pops in your brain, what image do you see in your head when you think about the railroad track experiment, and then more importantly, what did you learn? So let's take a moment and have you fill that out on your own. Here comes that pause. Hey, okay, so maybe you filled this out like I did. Now, again, there's many ways for you to fill this out. Whatever makes sense to you is fine with me. So what did you do? Well, for me, I talked about watching the video and using the dominoes. I thought that was pretty powerful. If you don't have that, that's fine. Whatever you remember is most important. And then what it looked like. For me, for whatever reason, this is the image I see in my head. The different speed of the different waves. And what did you learn? Now, please don't write something like, oh, I learned Mr. Smith likes to go on railroad tracks, which is illegal, and I'm going to turn him into Mr. Caldwell. No, 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 no. Hopefully you wrote something that looks like this, that scientists know what's in Earth's interior by looking at the speed of the seismic waves. That's really what we were after in all of this. So go ahead and tape that discovery board in your ISN, edit as you need to, and I hope you all have a great day. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.